Welcome to another edition of Insurance Questions Podcast. It is Wednesday, May 22nd. It looks like we're taping this at 10:34 a.m. And look who's next to me. Look
I
who's next to me.
know. In
Yeah,
live in person.
live in person. Yeah, he drove all the way from Greenville for a networking event. And then he realized when I said he moved too far, he really moved too far.
Wait a second.
Oh,
I got to use my huge microphone that Sarah gave me to use today. So I broke the clip. You got to hold it. So it's like,
well,
whatever.
I thought you could move directions to make it point more towards your face, and I didn't realize it didn't move.
But
and
this is what a nice partner she is. She gave me the janky one.
yeah.
All right. All right. So, yeah, whatever. We have an audience with us. Her son Aiden is sitting across from me. Why aren't you
Hello,
in
Aiden.
school? Get in
I'm
school.
He's homeschooled.
Well, go home then. You know.
Get a job.
So, all right. What do we usually do on Wednesday, Mr. Donnie Lowe?
It's really life insurance questions. So today we're going to talk about payroll protection.
Before we do that, though, remember that all the comments and what do I always say? All the comments and what?
Opinions.
And opinions.
You act like I paid
And statements.
So hold on while he gets his brain together. Like, subscribe, follow, share, do all the things, send us some fan mail, comment on the videos if you can. Good information here. Just remember to share with friends and family. And all the opinions and statements made by Donnie Lowe, Eddie Buffalo, or Sassy Sarah is for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to steal your job.
Why did you hit me twice already since we started this?
Because you moved to Greenville, so I can't.
That's why we don't do these things in person. Okay. Somebody's
Eddie
gonna,
abuse?
yeah, Eddie abuse. Yeah. I'm gonna call EPS, Eddie Protective Service. Oh, and there goes my phone.
Do we need to say turn off all cellular devices?
Katie, I told you not to call me during a podcast. What do you want? Well, hang on
Come
a
on,
second.
Pops.
Yes, Katie. And you say hi to the viewers.
Hello. Sorry, I was just calling you back. I was doing Gary errands.
Okay. Well, nobody knows what Gary errands are, so we're gonna keep it like that. It's a secret. It's a secret. Okay. So, Katie, since you're on here and you're the one that told me, to do all your TikTokers.
Yeah.
Okay, two things. When I do a viral TikTok, we get a crazy amount of hits. But when I post like the commercials we started doing, not much is happening, kid. What's up with that?
So people really, really, really like vlogs. And once you post more vlogs, like people just like scrolling through and see what other people do. It's an easy way to look at a video and be like, wow, look at what all these other people are doing. And that once you get more like active followers, like people who are like watching your vlogs every day, those reels are going to do a lot better.
Okay, you get back to your Gary work and I'll talk to you later, okay? All right. Bye.
Oh, bye.
Life insurance. Okay, payroll protection. Go ahead, Donnie.
All right. I'm going to ask you some questions, Sassy Sarah.
Okay.
Okay. So
this
these have not been discussed, rehearsed, or anything. All right. What are the odds of a 20-year-old becoming disabled before the age of 67?
I don't know the odds, but I say anything can happen. And just because you're younger doesn't mean you're not protected. So I have no clue what the odds are, though.
I would
So
say because you're younger, you're going to do more dumb stuff.
Well,
and more,
if
and
you're a
more
guy,
dangerous things.
you're a guy.
So give me a percentage. Take it.
67.5 will get
Whoa.
injured at some time in their life.
That's pretty high. That's pretty high. 25%.
Dang.
So that question was asked of a bunch of people in their 20s, and most of them were in the 7 to 10% range. So it is about 25% as an average.
That's
All right.
amazing, Don. You are just so full of information. Thank goodness for Donnie Lowe. I
Yeah.
pray every morning that I'm so grateful you came into our live to give us some really interesting information.
Okay, apparently Eddie's trying to take the sassy title from me this morning.
I think so. He is
So-
trying.
Sassy Eddie and Sassy Sarah.
Unfortunately, we can't mute Eddie this morning because you're with him.
I know. I'm sorry.
I think he
I
planned
feel
it
like I'm
that
gonna eat
way.
this thing. Hum,
All
hum.
right. When you think of disability, do you think of accident or illness?
I think of illness.
Do
What about
you?
you, Sassy Sarah? What do you think of?
To me, it's both. Just because an illness can be debilitating depending on what it is.
That's true. That's true. Actually, 89%. That's a big number. 89% of all disability claims are due to illness, not
Hmm.
accident.
That makes sense.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, and then when you were talking about Eddie, like, I'll say kids in their 20s doing stupid things, you think of more accidents, but it's going to be more illness.
So, Donnie, when you said stupid kids or kids doing stupid things, my son raised his hand.
Hey, it's your
I
kid.
just,
It's her kid. So, hey, whatever. You know.
I was going to raise my hand, but I like, no.
yeah, no, he likes the contact sports. And when he first got a bike, he was doing tricks of like kind of like BMX bikes where he was
Ah.
jumping curbs and stuff. And I just learned to stop worrying about him because he's either going to get hurt or he's not. There's nothing I can do about
Hey
it.
kid, you ever hear of a comb? Your hair is all jacked up today. Good thing you're not on camera.
Leave him alone.
Give him a break. Give him
God,
a
come on,
break.
Aiden. Come on, Aiden. Come on, chicken.
So
They got some jacked up hair.
there he is. All right, look at
Look at
that
that.
head of hair. I love it.
All right.
Yeah.
Now go away.
He only fixes it on special occasion. Seeing you is not that special.
Well, it should be. Yeah. Where do you think they came up with that term, special ed? That's me.
Oh, look at that. Look at
Mhm.
that.
That's how you want to
You
take
are
a special
lucky.
moment.
Yes. Yes. It's how I want to do it, Sassy Sarah. And we're doing it again. Did you notice that?
What?
We're not looking at each other when we're talking. We're looking at the
No,
camera.
I'm looking. Yeah, I have to look at the camera because if I look down at the screen, it looks like I have my eyes closed, and I'm like, oh, I do not.
How do you figure that?
Because when I looked at my eye, I couldn't see my eyeballs.
We could see your eyeballs. We
No,
could still
when I
see
look-
them.
See, to me,
All right,
I
come
don't
on.
see them.
Keep,
Anyways,
keep
go
going
ahead.
with your spiel there, Donnie Lowe.
This is not a spiel. This is information. Okay? For entertainment purposes only.
So instead of Alexa or Google, we'll say, Donnie, tell us more.
All right, here's a serious question. All right. If you had to miss work for 2 years, how would you pay your bills?
You're not gonna.
So it depends. You have to have the long-term health or insurance to cover the illness, and then more than likely you'd have to file for disability to cover the rest. But a lot of bills will go unpaid because I know that takes time.
Nerd.
Yeah. So and that's the question that people kind of grapple with. If you get thrown into that situation, typically it's just like unexpected, so it'll happen overnight, right? And then you can't work for a couple years. What are you going to do? How are you going to live?
You're
How are you
not.
going to continue to take care of your family? You know? So
You know, and especially and I know Sarah hates it when I talk about mortgage protection, but it's kind of mortgage protection because if you can't pay your bills, you can't pay your mortgage.
Hold on.
That's right.
I said I hated it when you talk about that.
You said, "Oh, you're talking about it again." You've said that before.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you have.
I don't
You
pay
have.
attention.
Let's
I
go to
just
the
said
tape.
that.
See, nothing goes away, Sarah. So
I just
you
say
know,
random things.
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. And you with the comments, cut it out over there.
Oh,
Told you not to bring that kid here anymore.
I know. Okay,
it's entertainment. Entertainment, baby.
go ahead. Next, Donnie. Sorry, me and Eddie are like so sidetracking this.
Yeah.
Well, when you think about things in your life, all the possessions you have, the things that you own, what is your most valuable asset?
My children.
Oh,
I mean, yeah. Everything else is replaceable.
that's true. That's true. But you know, when you get on an airplane and they tell you if the air mask drops, take care of yourself first before you try to assist somebody else. So you are your most valuable asset. And you have to take care of yourself and protect yourself before you can protect your children or
You can't have
grandchildren.
asset without ass. Just saying.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Little teachable moment there, Donnie, right?
That's true. I'm glad I didn't say the word assume. So,
Oh, yeah. That's right, Donnie. I'm not even going down that road. You two got to clean it up because I can't take all these comments anymore.
I know.
I'm the
I
only
know.
one that, is a good Catholic boy, not saying anything wrong.
We're trying to work on that, right, Sassy Sarah?
Oh my God, so much.
All right,
It's kind
now
of a boring show right now, Donnie. What else you got?
I know. Well, it's boring, but it's important. All
True.
right.
True.
These are the foundations
I need
of
to.
your financial protection.
No, they don't have duct tape here, Sarah. Sorry.
They might have it. I need it
No,
for your mouth.
sorry. Sorry. Keep going,
Business
Donnie.
owners,
Good
business
stuff.
owners, business owners. Okay. Um, Obviously, like if you think of a small business where you have to be in the office every day trying to take care of your staff, think of a professional, an accountant, tax service business owner. You might be able to relate to that, right, Sarah?
Right.
Right. How about a dentist or a medical physician in a small family-owned practice? Well, what should happen if you become ill and are not able to work? How are you going to sustain that business, pay your employees, pay the rent, pay the utilities, all of that? How are you going to do
So
that?
if I build it the way that I want to, which is not a lot of small business owners, build it this way, is I'm not the asset of the business. I have employees who can actually do the work to where if something happens to me, it still operates. That's the goal that
Right.
most businesses should strive to, especially if you're looking into possibly selling it for an asset or passing it down to children. If you are the asset of the business to where if something happens to you, that business folds, then that's not a good business plan. So
Well,
that's just me.
I have a serious question for you, and I'm not being a wise guy about this. You drop dead tomorrow. What happens to your business? Do you have a succession plan set
I
up?
said that's ideal. I'm in the process of growing it that way.
Well, what if you die before that happens?
God willing, I will not.
Really? Because I mean, me and Donnie in our past have worked with business owners, and you're just like, oh my gosh, these guys got to get their stuff together, Because I know, especially business owners, they don't want to talk about the end, whether it's retirement, succession plan, something happens to them. What happens if one of the people gets a stroke and they can't make the decisions for themselves?
Mhm.
I mean, look, it happens in all types of lives, and whether you got a lot of money, whether we don't have a lot. Look at the Bagula family that own the Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Sabres, and Buffalo Bandits.
You always have to go back to the Buffalo teams.
Well, because his
His wife.
had a stroke.
Oh.
Was it a stroke or a heart attack? I don't remember.
I think it was a stroke.
But it's to the point where she was the president of the Sabres and the Bills. What happens then? Now I believe one of the daughters, not the tennis player, the other one, is actually looks like they're bringing her up to take mom's space, and that's really sad because I mean, every time you heard about her, she was like a wonderful lady,
Yeah.
That's when things bad happen to people. You don't expect it to happen. You don't, I know even myself a couple months ago, I thought I was having a heart attack. Luckily, it was just an adverse reaction to a medication and a vitamin. Couldn't take two at the same time, but I did for years, and all of a sudden, something happens. Goofy stuff happens like that.
That's true.
You just
And
don't expect it.
That's right. And that's a great point you brought up with the Pagula family, because Kim Pagula Terry Pagula's wife. She was the president of the Sabres and the Bills. She represented the Bills at the NFL meetings. She represented the Sabres at National Hockey League meetings. And, something happened. Obviously, she could not fulfill that any longer. So you do need that business succession planning. But in addition to that planning, what happens in the immediate, time frame that something like that happens. So the point of that is there is business overhead and expense insurance that a business owner can get to help cover the day-to-day things that the costs that transpire in a business. You don't want your employees to not have a salary or benefits. You want to be able to keep the lights on, literally, continue paying the rent or the mortgage if you own the property. So those are all things, different forms of protection for individuals, payroll protection, and for business owners, business overhead and expense insurance.
You brought up a good point. I mean, it's almost more important for a smaller business to do it than a large corporation, because a large corporation, they do have people that they can slide over. They're not going to do everything that person did. But like I said, I wasn't being a wise guy. Sarah drops dead tomorrow. Business is done.
Yeah.
It's over. In a case like that, what happens to all your clients?
I've actually had that happen. I've had people come to me where their accountant died.
My guy died.
Yeah.
My girl died, whatever.
I've had that happen a few times. And then they can't get the records because they provided everything to the accountant. Hard copies, can't get it back. Don't know who to contact.
That could be a real mess.
It can be. So having the life insurance in order to help the family through that process and replace that income is important. But also, like I said, building your small business to where you are not the asset, to where if something happens, it still works, and having the succession plan in place. But unfortunately, a lot of small businesses don't, like you said, don't talk about it, don't plan, which is really important. And yeah.
I mean, we do fact finders all the time for individuals. I'm thinking it's just as important to do it for a business,
Oh, absolutely.
because you really have to put a price tag on that person, of what it's going to take to replace them if they're gone.
That's right.
Whether they leave, they get fired, they get arrested, they die, or they have a disease where they don't die, but they're never coming back to work, So I think it's very important. I mean, a lot of companies like to use a big insurance policy on their employees as golden handcuffs. While you're here, we're going to pay for this. But and when you leave, if you do leave, it's yours, which,
That's right.
and a lot of these, depending on the number of people in your organization, what's the lowest, 3, Don, or 4?
3.
You can do simplified, underwriting. What does that mean, Don?
It means there's a very limited number of questions, health related and personal related questions that the insurance underwriters are going to ask. So it's much easier to get the policy than a full-blown underwriting.
And what's guaranteed underwriting? I mean, obviously it explains itself, but tell us a little bit about that.
So guaranteed issue is there are no health related questions really. And whoever your employees are, they can get the insurance if they want it, or you as a business owner or a partner.
And what's really cool, Sarah, a lot of people don't realize when we're setting up these deals for businesses, like you say, okay, I have the insurance. Can I get insurance on my husband? Yes. Can I get insurance on my kids? Yes. Can I get insurance on my grandkids? Yes.
Yes.
It all depends on the plan, but more than likely that answer is going to be yes. And what's nice, and I don't know, let me ask you this. If you're setting up a business, would you rather have them pay it out of pocket or take it out of their paycheck, the premiums for the additional insurance?
So if it was me, I would actually like to grow the business to where the business covers everything to make sure I get quality employees. Like, hey, you want the extra stuff? We'll cover it. That would be ideal. But if it's going to be additional, I would say If it comes out of them paying it directly, that needs to be outside of the company. The rest of it needs to be from payroll roll withdrawals.
Like I'm just thinking about that company we set up in West Seneca, where everyone had to get the insurance.
Mhm.
Okay. And it was only term insurance. I think it was like $50,000. And the company, paid for it.
Mhm.
And it was up to you if you want different things. I mean, and right now, if you're looking at similar industries and they're fighting for employees, and one doesn't have a program like this, and the other one's giving you $50,000 of coverage for you and your family for free, I think I would go to that company. So a lot of people are using the perks of insurance to sweeten the pot a little bit. Say, hey, you want to work for us or you want to work for Joe's place down the street? They
Oh,
do the
yeah.
same thing. You get paid the same money. The one difference will be that, we provide $50,000 of term insurance for yourself.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
exactly.
it's going to make that big of a difference, but it's going to make some of a difference.
So what were you talking about, Donnie, with payroll protection for small business owners?
So that would be part of the disability insurance that they would get to protect their payroll, their personal payroll, right, for themselves, but also for their employees. That would be business overhead and expense insurance. And a lot of times you might hear people say, well, that's got to be too expensive to get that type of disability insurance. And it really isn't. As an example, I'm in the process of doing one for a 40-year-old female. Coverage is about $2,000 per month for her salary, and it's like 40 some odd dollars per month for that coverage.
On
So
that,
it's less
on
than
that one,
$500 a year.
what's the waiting period on the one you're working on, Donnie?
So that one is a
How long do
60
they have to
day
be to stable? 60 days.
60 days for that particular one. There are 30, 60, 90-day windows.
Is there a
that
big difference in price between that 30, 60, and $90, or is it comparable?
it's there's not a real big difference in price, but there is a difference. And again, every situation is different, age and current health and all of that. But so there is a slight difference, but not too much. And then people say, well, what if, I've got group disability insurance from my employer. Why do I need extra? Well, there are a lot of caps on that group disability insurance. It takes longer to kick in, and the length of coverage is much shorter than your own insurance. Plus, that group disability insurance is taxable. If you purchase your disability insurance on your own, it is not taxable as income. So that's a big thing there.
So when they're paying for it, is what you're saying it's coming out pre-tax dollars?
Post-tax dollars.
Post-tax dollars, I'm sorry, yes.
Mhm.
Because I remember seeing, it's funny, it make you think about things like this, because right now it's so competitive. Banks are making a lot of money because there's so many people that are buying houses with cash deals. So a lot of them will say, hey, Sarah, put $10,000 in a savings account. We're going to give you free life insurance. You want to do that, right? So Sarah dies. Her husband says, hey, I got this insurance policy when she did this. They say, well, how did Sarah die? Well, she had a heart attack. Oh, I'm sorry. It's only for accidental death. And the only reason I'm bringing this up, because it has happened in Texas. Yes.
Insanity.
If it sounds too good, read it.
Well, that's why I said no. It's usually when they're like, "Oh, we'll give this to you for free." Oh, there's the issues
Yeah.
wrong with that.
Yeah. So,
Nothing's for free. Right?
Nothing.
No.
Well, I will say there was when me and my husband bought our wedding rings, we got a PlayStation or Xbox for free. That worked out great.
So you didn't
That's the
pay
only kind of thing
$200 extra for the wedding rings
Yeah, probably.
to get
I mean,
the
who knows?
Xbox?
Yeah.
all I know is last time I was in St. Martin, we bought jewelry and they gave you a bunch of mojitos. Maybe that's what we should do when we're selling insurance, Don.
Fill up on the mojitos and then
Yeah.
sign right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that might be a little unethical.
Mojito. And it's signed right here. You know, there's actually a thing, it's our fiduciary responsibility not to sell insurance to people that are inebriated,
Oh, I bet.
you know, or that we
That
don't
makes-
know if they're
That makes
inebriated.
valid sense.
Yeah.
They
So,
have to be of sound mind.
well, this has been a lot of good information, Don. Tune in tomorrow because we're going to talk about annuities again. Okay.
Yes.
I will not be there.
Talk
Me
about it.
and my daughter are getting tattoos.
Of what? Tell them what you're getting into because I know.
Okay, so we ever since she was a toddler, she was addicted to rubber duckies. And I would always have to get them for her. She had like a really big blue one she used to bathe with, and I'd go in there and there'd be like 40
Rubber
ducks
ducky.
in the bathtub.
you're
It's
the
hilarious.
one.
She didn't
Um,
eat the rubber duckies, I hope.
No. She just loved playing with them.
Okay.
And now that she's 18, we're gonna go get rubber duckies. They're not gonna be matching. Mine's gonna have a top hat and a monocle.
Yeah, I don't understand why I asked her that, and she didn't have a really valid answer for that.
No.
From Monopoly. Isn't that the top hat and the monocle?
Did you guys see that? He
And
just gave that mom stare at Aiden.
And
Oh,
my daughter is thinking of getting one that it has cow prints on it. So that's just what we're
hey,
doing.
different
rubber
strokes for
ducky with
different
cow
folks. I
prints.
would never get a tattoo. The face in your body like that.
Oh,
that's just
whatever,
horrible.
mister. You're covered in them. Anyways,
Can't see him when I'm working though, can you, girl? No.
I don't care about
Mm-mm.
that. That's
Mm-mm.
part of owning your own business.
I would like to get a little bit of feedback from everybody out there because we have switched over to everything today. Our brand new format, you'll see at noon Central Time of Sassy Sarah's tax tips. Woo! Or I'm sorry,
You know-
yesterday on Tuesday. This whole time travel thing is really getting
Well,
to me.
So
I just
quit
don't
talking
understand
about
it.
stuff and just
You know?
pretend like you're shooting on that day.
And I don't really care. I'm gonna TikTok until I people are gonna like throw
You're-
up. They see my TikToks. They're so
You're gonna TikTok till
you
you
know.
drop.
I'm gonna, yeah. Oh, look at Donnie. Isn't he getting pretty slick? No TikTok, you not. And then Donnie, I think we really need to do a TikTok of gold polishing tips from you and your friends in Williamsville and Amherst. I think that is super important to do. What do you think?
I can't reveal the location. I can't give away too many tips.
All right. Well, listen, everybody. Like we always say, if you enjoy working with people that are just like you, we're the folks to see. You can reach all of us at www.ebiagency.com. And the phone number is 716-306-2020. To find Sassy Sarah, just go to the partner tab, click down, you'll go right to her website. And you know what? 60 to 90% of you aren't liking and subscribing. So say it again, Sarah.
Like, subscribe, follow, share, send fan mail or comments.
So I'm getting so militant about it. It's like, good. Hit it. Hit
Whatever.
the button. Hit the button.
Anywho,
Hit the
go ahead
button.
and find the off button because we don't want to make this too long where people don't want to watch.
So everybody, stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow with our annuity talk. Me and your buddy Donnie Lowe. Where's the button, Sarah? See, it's not easy to find.
Ciao.
Or what-
Whatever. I wish I had a button to turn you off. Okay, at this point. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye.